Hi, I'm Paul with rockoutfitters.com, here to show you the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 bicycle hitch rack. And here we have it in the box. We're going to take it from the box to assembly, installation on this vehicle, and load a bike. So you can see everything involved with this rack, from all the features and the benefits of the design. So first step with the assembly is we'll take off the lid of the box, set that aside. First thing you'll notice is the instructions are right here. And they do highlight that the box is actually used as a fixture to help with the assembly of the rack. So I'll set that front part aside. Here we have a internal box that has essential parts, which include a security cable lock, one of the assembly pieces that we'll need, a flip lever that we'll be using, also two threaded rods. In this burlap bag, we've got some essential tools. No other tools are needed for the installation of the rack. So you have two tools, and the hitch pin actually has a tool on the end of it as well. And then here's the hitch lock, another fastener, and a bolt. Okay, so the first step in the assembly of the rack is that we'll remove the tray, the front tray from the box, and you'll have this front plate that you want to set aside temporarily. Now you'll know that this is the front tray because it does have the lock at on the tray. And so I see where the two holes are, and I'll just position that at the front. And this is the rear tray. The orientation is with the ratcheting hold down arm towards the front. And again, we have the holes here, so I'll align those holes where they need to be positioned. Okay, so the next step is we have these threaded rods. We install the lock washers on the end of those threaded rods. We have this rear plate. We'll run the rods through the plate. And then those go from the back of the rear tray. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this away slightly so you can see where these two threaded rods insert. There's two channels that are there, and these will insert through those channels, go all the way to the front of the carrier, out the front, and then now is where they attach to this welded steel threaded plate. So that's going to be in front. We insert that. Now this is where we're going to use the hitch pin, which has an integrated tool on it. And we want to begin tightening these. So here you can see the benefit of using the box as a fixture. It's held in place, very stable. We can do all this assembly work without any concern of the rack scratching on the ground. So I'll go ahead and tighten these. As you notice, I'm tightening a little bit on each side so that we're ensured that it's an even tension with both of the threaded rods. Okay, so once I have those good and snug, the next step is there's this bolt that we're going to run through and insert through the hole towards the back. I'm going to go ahead and lift it up a little bit so you can see that hole better. It wouldn't be necessary other than for this video so you can see where it's going. So it just goes through, and there's a washer on one side, washer on the other side, and a nylock nut that will secure that in place. So for this, we'll continue to use that same size wrench, and then the wrench that's provided, it's a 17 millimeter. We'll just take the time to get that good and tight as well. Okay, so now we have the tray, the whole top assembly all tight and assembled. The next step, I'm going to go ahead and turn it upside down. And with it upside down, I can install the flip lever. This is the hand and foot pedal. You'll notice there is a hex fitting and a hex fitting on the handle. Those two come together, and the positioning here, they say in the instructions, it's about 15 millimeters, so that ensures you have it at the correct orientation. So now here you're using this bolt with another lock washer, and they provide a different size tool for that. We'll insert it. And as we get closer to the tightness, we'll flip the handle to this way so we can get it good and snug. Okay, now we have it tight. So the next step, we're finished with the assembly of the rack, so the next step is we'll go ahead and install it on the hitch. To do that, it's always easier to have the hitch base in a right angle direction. So that would be the stowed position. So it makes it much easier to install and remove the rack when it's in this position, because I can stand up straight and guide it into the receiver hitch. Before I do so, I do want to show how it's held in place. So inside you have an internal wedge which pushes this ball bearing into the corner of the receiver hitch, and it does that simply by tightening this turn knob at the front. So easily accessible at the front, and it's going to ensure a good strong anti-wobble fit. Okay, so to load it on, I'll just let the hitch drop down onto the, let the hitch base drop down onto the hitch, and I'll insert it slightly. Next, I'm going to take my hitch bolt and I'm going to insert it into the hitch pin hole, and as I do that, I'll slide it forward until it finds the hole and goes through. Next, I'm going to go backward on it and begin tightening. As I tighten, I just want to make sure that I jiggle it a little bit to ensure that that ball actually gets seated into the corner of the hitch. And you'll notice now with it firmly tightened, there's no play whatsoever between your hitch and the hitch base of the rack. Okay, next, there is security for locking the carrier to your hitch, and that's included. There are 3 keys for this system. All the keys are the same, and these keys will all work interchangeably on the hitch lock as well as the cable lock, which we'll demonstrate in a moment. So this is a design that allows for you to simply snap it onto the end of your hitch pin. And so I'll go ahead and at this time cover up the lock mechanism, which will help keep road grime out of that mechanism, and then simply go down. When I snap this on, just make sure that the position that you snap it on in is accessible with your key. So you don't want to have it rotated in a way that you would not be able to get your key back onto that. So make sure that you have it positioned in a way that you can still, when you're ready to take it off, get your key to it. Okay, so now we have the rack fully assembled, installed onto the vehicle, and we'll go over a few features of this rack. So for starters, it's a lightweight aluminum, primarily aluminum construction. We did mention that this top plate is a steel, so it's strategic use of materials to keep it very lightweight yet very strong. So this design here with this pedal allows you to raise and lower the rack either with your hand or you can use your foot. So if your hands aren't free, you can use your foot to raise and lower the rack. Okay, this is a platform rack, which means the bikes are supported from the wheels up, giving you a consistent ride height above the ground, regardless of the frame size that you have. And the next step is we'll go ahead and load up a bike, and we'll do that in this inside position so that you can see another feature of the rack. So this first step in doing this is I'll move this ratcheting hold down arm forward and extend it. Now here we have the wheel cradle. This is a very clever design that allows for a very compact rack and allows us to fit more vehicles, even when you have, like on this vehicle where it has a hitch that's inset up underneath the bumper, you can still get good clearance because this wheel cradle folds down out of the way. So that makes it compatible with even more vehicles. Okay, in the back here, we have a pivoting rear wheel cradle with a integrated ratchet strap that's held securely with a push button release. The benefit to this design is that when you load up a bike, it automatically pivots to match the bicycle's wheelbase length without you having to reach down and make that adjustment manually. So let's go ahead and load up a bike. Very easy to load a bike. You simply lift. You notice I'm kind of dipping down low to capture that strap. Set the front wheel in the front wheel cradle, rear wheel in the rear wheel cradle. Next, without letting go of the bike, I'm going to grab the hook, bring it up, and as I want to drop down this hook as close to the first point of contact as possible without actually touching. If it does touch, it's okay. There's rubber that's protective to the finish, but ideally you would leave some distance there. So next, I'm going to push hard on that to grip to the front wheel tightly. Now, as I'm showing you this, it's important to know that this type of hook design works with a wide range of wheel sizes. It'll go anywhere from a 29-inch and down to a 20-inch wheel size. So that covers most bicycles on the market. Wheel size or tire width, it'll go anywhere from a road bike all the way up to a wide 3-inch wide mountain bike. Now in the back here, we have the rear wheel strap. Again, this is a very strong, stretch-free ratchet nylon. However, on the inside, there's co-molded rubber to provide protection to the rim so you don't mar the finish of your rim. So that offers a very secure fit to the vehicle. Okay, next I'm going to demonstrate the accessibility that you get with this rack, allowing access to a rear hatch on a vehicle even when a bicycle is loaded. So the first step is I'll pull the lever, tip down the rack, and here you can see how you can open the rear hatch. Now this is on a vehicle where the hitch is inset quite a bit, with a mountain bike with wide handlebars. So if it works with this configuration, it's bound to work with just about all other bicycle vehicle configurations as well. So that's excellent, giving you full access from either side of the carrier. So to put it back, I can simply lift. It'll automatically snap into the carrying position. Next thing I want to do is show you the integrated cable lock that's included. So the cable lock is, I say integrated, the lock itself is independent, but the lock mechanism is integrated, as we saw earlier right here. So this is a very effective theft deterrent. It is a very strong braided steel cable, and you use this cable to run through the bicycle frame or frames. You may have enough extra length to go through a front wheel, rear wheel, depending on the bicycles that you're carrying. Once you have the metal end loop through the loop end, all you have to do is just snap it through the lock mechanism. And that offers a very high level of security, very convenient and easily accessible. And again, the key that was used for the hitch lock is also used here to unlock the cable lock. So one key works on both locks that you have for the rack. So I'll go ahead and remove this cable and show you again how to unload the bicycle. So when you unload a bike, essentially do everything in reverse. You don't want to release the hook on the front wheel until the rear strap is released. So I'll release that rear strap, hold on to the bicycle. This is the knob that you press. You simply press that inward, lift straight up and down, and the bike is removed. And then to stow the rack, bring that into the down position. Now this is simply a friction fit, so there's no need for this to be strapped down or to lock down in any way. It's just held down simply by friction. I'll move this wheel cradle flat. This one's already set. Now I just lift that lever, and here you can see once again how good this clearance is, even on a vehicle where the hitch is inset, in this case 3 inches underneath the bumper, it still fits without contact, which is really remarkable for a rack. Because essentially we have found that there are no other racks that fit this vehicle without using some type of a hitch extension. So those are all the key features of the Kuat Sherpa 2.0. I'm Paul with rackoutfitters.com. This product, along with a full line of Kuat products, is available through our website. Please click the information icon at the top of the screen for complete details, pricing, and our promotions. And thanks for watching.